Hey guys, welcome back to Football Over Everything. Got another video for you guys today. A new type of concept that I want to try out, gauge your guys' interest, see what you guys think. So feel free to let me know down in the comments section what you think about this kind of video. Uh, put a little bit of work into it and want to highlight one of my favorite prospects for the draft this year. In my opinion, the best off-ball linebacker in the draft, even though he does do a little bit of blitzing off the edge. So he could be used in either way, but I think his true strength is as an off-ball linebacker. All right, so today's going to be our first prospect spotlight, and the subject for today is Clemson linebacker Trenton Simpson. So, as I said, he's sort of a hybrid linebacker. He does get used to blitz off the edge sometimes, and he's also used more primarily as an off-the-ball linebacker, which I think is his true strength and his NFL usage. So he's 6'3", 230. That's definitely solid size, better than solid for off-ball, and a little bit small for edge, but his speed and quickness really make it not too much of a problem. Also, I really did want to include some highlights in this video, but I had to avoid copyright claims and this video getting demonetized and taken down. You know, we're just getting started as a channel. The last thing I need is issues with copyright. I'm going to try to figure out a way that I can get the video, get some highlights in here, get some video clips, but for now, this is the best I can do. So like I said, Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. He's 6'3", 230. Just turned 21 last week. We actually have the same birthday, same year as well. So me and him both turned 21 last week, and we will both be 21 on draft day next year. Not that it matters for me, but, you know, for him, it's going to be still a young prospect coming out. Plenty of time to develop, but still playing at an elite level already. He is a Charlotte, North Carolina native. Definitely played a role in him going to Clemson as he wanted to stay close to home. And even though it seems sort of not meaningless, but it seems sort of minuscule in terms of players who want to go to a school to stay close to home. It does matter, though, because you see, like, good family values there. You know, you see some character. You know, he could have gone, you know, across the country to USC or Oregon, or he could have gone to Ohio State or Texas, but he wanted to stay close to home. I mean, you know, that ideally means good family values and, you know, a good culture implemented by his family on him as a young man and as a player. Now we're going to talk about his production. In 2020, he only played 8 games, and then in 2021, he played 13. So obviously you're going to see a little bit of a jump in all the stats just due to the fact that he played 5 more games this past year than the season before. But I feel as if either way, you saw a big enough increase in production to where it wasn't just based off of playing more games, but also him developing as a player. So in 2020, he only played 8 games, had 28 tackles, 17 of them solo. He had 4 sacks, 6.5 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. So these are obviously great stats. This was him as a true freshman. So this is about as good as you can expect, especially just getting on the field as a true freshman for a school like Clemson is very impressive. Excuse me. So, you know, just off the fact that he was able to get a good amount of reps and a good amount of snaps in as a true freshman in a school like Clemson is already impressive enough. And then this past season, although their team was, you know, nowhere close to as good as it had been for the past 4 or 5 years, you know, he played all 13 games, recorded 65 tackles, 42 of them being solo, 6 sacks, and then 12.5 tackles for loss with 2 passes defended. You're seeing, you know, some of these stats more than double, you know, his total tackle numbers. Obviously, he didn't play double the amount of games, so it's good to see his tackle numbers increasing. You know, doubled his tackles for loss. Once again, didn't play double the amount of games, so that's good to see. 6 sacks. I mean, really, like I said, he's an off-ball linebacker. They do tend to use him in blitzes a lot because of his speed and acceleration being so incredible for the position. So I really think that if a team that really wanted to drafted him and wanted to use him as an edge rusher, they could. I don't know if he would be as effective on the NFL level, but I do think that he has the versatility, the athleticism and the puts the effort in to be able to do both. Although this is like the 10th time I've said it this video, I do think his true position is as an off-ball linebacker, making plays in the run game, making tackles close to the line of scrimmage. He can blitz occasionally, but that's what I really do think he's the best at. And as you can see from the statistics, he is great at making tackles close to the line of scrimmage or behind it, with 6 sacks and 12.5 tackles for loss. As an off-ball linebacker, that's incredible. That really showcases his speed and his agility at being able to, keep his eye on the ball and keep himself in the play. So as far as strengths and weaknesses go, like I said, he has fantastic speed and acceleration. Haven't seen any combine or pro day times yet, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the faster times we've seen out of linebackers ever, and probably will be the fastest one in the class. His acceleration, fantastic too. He's got impressive block shedding for someone only 230. He's able to make his way out of blocks by bigger players, to make tackles close to the line of scrimmage on the running back, stop screens, get the sack when they choose to blitz him. So he's a very versatile player when it comes to that sense. He also takes excellent angles of pursuit. So when you see him, trying to get somebody from the backfield, trying to get the running back, trying to get the quarterback when they're scrambling, he very rarely misses tackles, and he very rarely gets beat due to the fact that he takes great angles for his pursuit. He is able to keep his eye on the player, keep himself in the play, and usually he's able to finish when it comes to trying to make a tackle. Very low missed tackle percentage. And then the last strength is the fact that he can blitz from any position. So some of his best blitzes we're seeing from him blitzing from the off-ball linebacker position in the middle versus being off the edge. Although he did have a lot of production and speed off the edge, he still can blitz equally as well, if not better, from the off-ball linebacker position. From the middle of the field, he is just an athletic freak, and that and his smarts when it comes to his pursuit angles and his timing makes him a dangerous threat for blitzing at any time from any position. As far as weaknesses go, there really isn't many. Some of this might be a little bit of a reach, although I do feel that it's true, might be a little bit of a reach. He does need more polish to his tackling, especially in the backfield. You'll see some plays in his film where the tackles that he makes aren't necessarily the best form tackles. And basically what happens in that situation is sometimes the player will go down and the tackle will be made. However, he leaves a bit up to chance with them stumbling a little bit or falling for 4 or 5 steps where they might be able to regain their composure and stand back up. He does have good hit power, but sometimes the way he makes the tackles sort of leaves a bit up to chance, and he needs to finish the job a little bit better, especially on quarterbacks. And then lastly, for weaknesses, his ball skills could use improvement in coverage. He hasn't recorded an interception yet. Although I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world. I'm not saying that he can't cover or that he's got brick hands, but I do think that his ball skills could use improvement in coverage. He has a few passes defended, and I think I definitely saw some plays where he could have made a play on the ball and either deflected it or intercepted it himself, which obviously creating turnovers is what you want out of a defensive player, someone that you want to draft this highly. Definitely very important. Now for my projection for him, I think he's going to take on a bigger role in the Clemson defense this year as a true junior. James Skalski, their former Mike, is gone. He graduated, so his role may change slightly, both in the sense that Skalski's gone and their longtime defensive coordinator, Brent Venables, is gone. And so now they've got a new defensive coordinator, Wes Goodwin. So his role may change slightly, although Wes Goodwin is coming from in-house at Clemson, so I don't think anything should be changing too much. I think they're probably going to keep him in a role that's, plays to his strong suits. And I think that is the best for him and for the team. I project him as a mid to late first-round pick, picks 16 through 32, somewhere in that range. We have seen linebackers going a little bit later the past couple of years. Despite having immense talent, people are starting to devalue the middle linebacker position a little bit. I personally don't understand why. I mean, you've always heard the saying it's the quarterback of the defense. They call out formations and audibles, and they're also in charge of a lot of different things, whether it's covering, blitzing, playing the run. Personally, I still hold a lot of high value towards the linebacker position. I would be willing to, as it stands right now, take Trenton Simpson higher than 16, but we'll see if the NFL feels the same way. And he projects to be an above-average middle linebacker on the NFL level. Like I said, I really don't think that a team that drafts him is going to want to use him off the edge as much. However, he does have the ability to do so, but I think on the NFL level especially, he's going to be much more useful as an off-ball linebacker. And for my player comparison, I've got Devin White. This is a little bit of a loose comparison. They're not the most similar players. However, you do see things come in terms of their athleticism, their blitzing ability, also their lack of polished ball skills when it comes to coverage, but their physicality and athleticism when it comes to blitzing and making plays close to the line of scrimmage. Personally, I have Trenton Simpson ranked as the number one running back in the class. Although it is close, Noah Sewell himself out of Oregon, Penei Sewell's younger brother, he's a beast too. There's some other guys in the conversation, Henry To'oTo'o, Justin Flo, if he can stay healthy. There is definitely guys in the conversation, but personally, I have Trenton Simpson as linebacker one. I don't really think it's too close, and I would be willing to spend probably a top 15 pick on him if I had to say something right now. Anyway, this has been the first episode of Prospect Spotlight for Football Over Everything. We're going to be going over plenty of prospects for the draft this year, throughout the year, all sorts of different positions, different schools, different competition levels, whether it comes to FBS or FCS. If there's a player you want to talk about or you want me to make a video about, feel free to leave it in the comments section. But I'm just excited about this player, and I think him stepping into an even bigger role is going to be exciting to watch, and it's going to hopefully skyrocket his stock even more. All right, guys, have a great day.